Welcome back to another Cooking with Casey, where the dogs run free, the kitchen is never really that clean, and we always have a drink of choice, and usually that is a beer, but today we have coffee because it's a little early for a beer. Just a little bit. I don't know. We're still in quarantine, so really it's never too early for a beer. But anyways, let's get started. Today we are making breakfast burritos for the entire week. So, ladies, listen up. This is such a good one if you have boyfriends or husbands, or even for yourself, if you are, getting up early in the morning, headed to work, and you need something to eat. I personally think eating a burrito while driving is a fairly easy task, easier than a lot of other breakfasts. So I'm gonna show you kind of, because I am making these for my boyfriend, kind of like the unhealthier version, but I do make these for myself, so I'm going to tell you and put up pictures of the healthier options you can make. Unfortunately, I just didn't buy the ingredients for the healthier version just because I will not be eating these this week. But let's dive in. So, first things first, you're going to need a breakfast sausage. This is my boyfriend's favorite. It is high in fat. Sometimes I will eat this if it's like the weekend and we're making breakfast together. But for 2 ounces, which is about the amount that you're gonna have in a burrito, it's 19 grams of fat. So if you do eat this one, just make sure you're watching your fat intake for the day because that adds up fast. The next thing you're gonna need is diced potatoes. These are amazing. Of course, like they have carbs, it's a potato, but seriously, carbs are not the enemy here. Eat the damn potatoes or don't. Next thing is some bacon. I personally don't like bacon that much. I don't know why, I just don't. But my boyfriend does, so we are going to cook up some bacon, chop it up, put it in the burrito, and then of course you need eggs. For the sake of this, I think I'm gonna do 6 to 8 eggs. Gonna kind of look at it, see how it is as we're making it. And then of course you need tortillas. So I just got him, big regular tortillas, but I'm going to show you a picture. You can get these tortillas, super low carb, super good. And that's what I use for my breakfast burritos. And then I just use everything minus the bacon, and I use turkey sausage. So it is super easy, ladies, to make food for the family, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever, and make changes for yourself. Like I just showed you, you could use less sausage, you could use turkey sausage, no bacon, egg whites, better tortillas, boom, same meal, but healthier. Okay, first things first, we have the full container of breakfast sausage in a large pan. I've got it on about medium heat here, and then you're just gonna take some sort of spatula and just mash this up. And I make sure it's into fine little pieces, so I will sit here and mash it up the whole time. I do not have any oil in this pan as it's a non-stick pan, and this sausage is going to produce a lot of fat, so I personally don't think I need any oil to cook it or add any more fat to it. So we'll sit here and make sure that this is completely browned. While that's happening, I'm going to take these potatoes and put it in another pan. I like the potatoes to be nice and crispy, so I want to cook those while the sausage is cooking. Okay, so I actually, after I mashed it all up, I ended up putting 2 packages of sausage in here because I want this to last for at least 5 breakfasts, so I figured that would be a better amount. So you can see I mashed it up and I'm just kind of stirring it around as it starts to brown. And then over here we got the potatoes going, again on medium, and I just drizzled some olive oil and I'm going to cook those up until they are brown. Once it's done, I will put them together. So everything's starting to cook a little bit more. I still have the sausage over here. And my dog's going crazy over here. Hey buddies. I just threw the bacon into this little pan. What I do is no oil. I have it on almost high. And it's starting to brown a little bit. So I'm just going to flip this. Basically just cook them in the pan until they start to brown. I don't want to cook them too much because they are going to go back into the pan when I'm putting the eggs in. You'll see. So we won't get them like super crispy. Potatoes are still just kind of chilling. They take the longest to cook because I like them nice and brown. But that's where we're at right now. Basically, this is super simple. Like, I just sit here and I wait for this to all be cooked. Okay, so here I'm just taking the bacon out and putting it on napkins. I just like to squeeze all the grease out because, as you can see, there's a lot of fat from the bacon and all of that bacon grease. So do not pour this down your kitchen sink or else you can clog it, especially if you live like in an apartment. I either will let it sit in here until it hardens and I just take a paper towel and I scoop it out, or if you have a pan, you can do that too. Welcome to a day in the life of cooking with Casey, where my smoke detector goes off literally every time because the vents in here are so bad. So I'll just open up a door and get back to cooking. Okay, so I just chopped up the bacon and threw it into the breakfast sausage, and as you can see, the potatoes are nice and brown, so I'm just gonna throw all of that in there. And then I'm going to start cracking the eggs. I have 6 here. I might use 8 depending on what it looks like as it starts cooking. Alright, so now I'm just going to sit here and crack all these eggs. This looks so good. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Basically, crack eggs now. So this meal is obviously super simple to make, super cheap too. I mean, you buy a carton of eggs for like $2-3. Sausage is $3. Potatoes are like $3 as well. And then tortillas are like $4. So what, like $15 for a lot of breakfast burritos, which breakfast burritos at stores are like $5 or $6. So I highly suggest doing this. Again, this is for the week, so I know it sounds weird, but you can have cooked eggs in the fridge and reheat them and they will totally be okay for up to 5 days. So I'm gonna put this in a huge container and basically just have it all, this huge scramble in a container ready to go. Every morning I will just grab a tortilla, heat it up, throw the food in there. There we go. And then my boyfriend can just take it on his way to work. So I just put 6 eggs and I'm definitely going to add at least 2 more, maybe more. I'll show you. You can kind of tell that it's just not very egg-like. So I'm going to add more. This is how like all of the coffee stands do their breakfast burritos. They have like this scramble ready to go, just like I told you. I know because I've worked at numerous coffee stands and food carts and literally you name it. So I know it still tastes good. I also just looked up the macros for this and it's really not that bad if you're gonna eat everything I just put in here and have like a fat breakfast burrito. I'll show you the tortillas. They are huge. Like, Dalt can barely eat a whole one. So it is 50 grams of carbs, 30 grams of fat, and then like 19 grams of protein. So it's really not that bad for an amazing breakfast that tastes like super good. You know, just like I always say, you have to just kind of pick and choose what you want. Like, if you're gonna eat that much fat throughout the day, or you know, first thing in the morning, then you're just gonna have to be more cautious of what you eat throughout the day. And I'm still gonna put 2 more eggs. We'll see. If you want to lower the fat, one thing that you can do is add in egg whites and not so many eggs. Eggs are great, but the yolk, right? Yeah, the center, the yellow part of the egg is high in fat, which fat is not bad, especially because it's good fat. But if that's something that you're watching, egg whites are just protein. So I always add in, when I'm making something, like add in egg whites just for added protein, and it gives that fluffiness still too. Okay, that is looking good. So I used a total of 8 eggs, 2 things of sausage, and like a quarter of the bag of potatoes. And that's looking perfect. I'll show you. So good. So now I'm just gonna sit here and stir it. You can see how it's kind of like slimy looking from the eggs. So I'm just gonna wait until I can see, you know, some parts of the egg are like fluffy. So until it's completely cooked. So probably about another 5 more minutes, and then it's good to go. Okay, so you can see that is all done. It's like nice and fluffy. Piper, she's like, ooh, I want some. So now I'm gonna show you what I'm going to do. So basically, I'm gonna store it in this container, and I have a couple more, and it's just gonna go in the fridge. After it cools off, I don't want it to be like watery from steam. So we'll have it in there, have it in the fridge, ready to go. In the mornings, I'm going to heat up a tortilla with some cheese, and then with the mixture. And then I'm going to show you how to roll a burrito. No. So I thought this would be super beneficial for those who don't know how to roll a burrito. So what you're gonna do is take in the edges here, fold them in, and you're gonna take this side, fold it over, and then scoop it. And then you see these edges are still folded in, so then I'm gonna take the other side, kind of tuck that in a little bit, like this, and then you're just gonna roll it, like that. So then you have a burrito. So what I usually do is I personally like to now stick this on the pan on like medium heat and just kind of toast it a little bit. It also closes it a lot easier. It takes like 5 minutes. So if you're gonna do that, turn the pan on and then just set it, the flap down first. That way you get that kind of closed or like glued together. And then I just kind of like fold it over like this, and then it'll be nice and crispy and super amazing. So there you have it, breakfast burritos for the entire week. Your boyfriend, husband, kids are going to love you for these. They are seriously so bomb, and they really are not that bad. Again, make additional changes for yourself. Burritos are not bad. Like, these are the tortillas that I use for adult. They are huge, and they have 35 carbs per tortilla. Again, they are huge. So that makes a really big burrito. The ones that I use, I will post a picture. I haven't gotten them for a while just because I have, like, you know, I go through phases, right? Everybody goes through phases of food. Right now I'm on a breakfast sandwich kick, which I will show you fairly soon. If you want to hear about those, send a message or like the video below. Make sure you subscribe. I will be doing these every single Sunday. Remember, these videos are so good for beginners. I'm always showing you how to eat yummy and healthy, and then also just on a budget. Like you saw, nothing is super expensive or, you know, overly organic or just like crazy. Like, I understand you're human. Obviously, There's a lot more nutrition science that I can go into, like organic foods and the difference between everything, but I'm here to just help you as a beginner get going in your fitness journey, get going in eating healthier and making these mindful changes. So I hope you loved it. Again, subscribe, like, and I can't wait to see you next week.